what's up, internet? It's episode 4.
It's a Star Wars.
My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
Close.
I was like, I don't know.
It's been a totally normal week for Star Wars on the internet. Nothing weird happened. Episode 3 went down like a glass of milk chocolate that had been in the sun for... Milk chocolate? What the fuck is milk chocolate? What is wrong with me?
Like a chocolate fountain? Like, some people really love it, and some people are like, this is way too sweet.
Oh, no, you know what it was like? It was like chocolate fondue. In that some people really love chocolate fondue, and other people are like, I don't want to share with other people. What?
That is literally what I just said. I said a chocolate fountain.
You didn't say fondue, though.
It's fine. No, steal my bits. Steal them. No, go for it.
Can I be honest? No, I want to be honest with what just happened.
Yeah, go for it.
You said a chocolate fountain, and I pictured, like, a fountain in a, like, public square that was shooting chocolate bars. And I don't know why I pictured that, but that was the image in my head, and I was like, that'd be fun. Like, it was just like shooting Kit Kats. Guys, these come out late at night. We have not done drugs. We are sober right now. That's the crazy part about this.
Wow.
If you want the flick through action, go to patreon.com/nerdynightly. But if you don't, stay here, because my wife is going to be mean to me, and I'm going to give her crap, and we have a good marriage.
It's justified now. You're just stealing my bits.
I didn't steal it intentionally. I just fell ass backwards into it.
Sure.
She wants to kill 4 Jedi. Indara, Torben, Kelnaka, and you.
Why? Why does she want to do that?
Tell me why.
Her sister started a fire that killed her entire family.
I don't think that's what happened.
No.
Soul, you little liar. This episode is so short.
Yeah.
It's like 26 minutes.
Hope we're just gonna do, like, hit the ground running, you know?
I hope so. I hope the plot moves forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just hope we don't get caught up in whatever this Jedi meeting is on Coruscant that's stalling Soul.
Oh, yeah.
That's the tattoo symbol.
Oh.
Why does he keep drawing that symbol over and over again? Did he even see it?
He's studying to be a
What
witch.
the fuck happened on Brandog?
Yeah.
Yet subtle. Diminish areas.
Oh my god. Guys, there's a white Jedi. Call Star Wars theory. There's a white Jedi in the TV show. We can all stop freaking the fuck out.
Thank God.
He's a Jedi and he's white, guys.
Next time I'm on Coruscant, though, I'll look you up. And we'll go to a cantina and trade stories about Master Soul.
Did you say goodbye to him?
I've caused him enough trouble.
That was a lie, right? She's gonna go look for me.
I have no idea. That scene was a very interesting choice. And not one that I love.
To find the Wookiee. And it was hard. That is one Jedi who doesn't want to be found.
Except by those 2 idiots from the end of episode 3, or 2.
There's 3 hours of sunlight left. Let's get going.
Okay. Follow me.
Yeah, the first thing though, I just find it really weird to like cut to the girl already back in class. It just makes it seem like the stakes of the show are like really low.
Yeah, like the time just kind of passed, and that it didn't really like matter that much. Yeah. That's fucking ominous.
A scandal like this would inspire fear and mistrust. We should handle this ourselves.
And if she doesn't come peacefully?
I'm not expecting it to come to that. This meeting is adjourned.
So this is how the High Council doesn't know that there was a Sith 100 years ago.
Something to tip the scales.
If she resists arrest and Holden neutralizes her,
It won't come to that.
then the whole master will truly be lost to us.
Do we have something she wants?
Him. Because if he just stayed in the middle of the Jedi, like, it'd be almost impossible to get to. But
You engage unarmed, but can use their saber if you disarm them.
The more these two are in scenes together, the more I'm thinking he's the guy in the mask.
Can't believe my sister's Jedi scum. What was she like when you spoke to her?
God, she sucks. So, like, what's she like?
yeah.
She seemed really fond of that one Jedi master. What was his name again? Soul? Anyways, let's get going.
Yeah, he's gotta be the fucking bad guy.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, that looked like they shot on location. That's sick.
I love that.
If you come, they will allow us both to go. I don't want May to get hurt. I know you don't either.
Do you believe him?
Believe Soul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I do.
She's a murderer.
But she is still your family.
Could you imagine if Soul was the one in the mask?
I can. I don't think that would be a very interesting story. There might be a way to make that work.
Maybe.
But it would just mean that we spend the entire show with a person who's just lying the whole time. This episode is 26 minutes long. We're halfway through it. And all the scenes have just been to get us to the place that we could have just gone to at the end of the last episode. I guess there's more Jedi with them now, but like...
Yeah.
The locals say he ventured off into the forest and never came back.
Sounds like a very Wookiee thing to do, to be honest. Have you seen where they're from?
How do we find him?
We have a tracker.
Oh. I thought they, like, put a fucking tracker in the... Wow.
Like the fobs from The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Although most Padawans want to learn Shariwak, I took it upon myself to learn a language a little more nuanced.
Oh.
And she doesn't listen to me. You need to stop her. I won't be able to do it.
Oh, Shad.
Please. I can't hesitate a second time.
May has always been your wound. Maybe Soul brought you here to face her. But maybe he brought you here to face yourself.
They are twins.
That was some Jedi shit.
Yeah.
Did I just miss it? Did they set up that this forest is dangerous for some reason? Or just that it was dangerous for some reason?
I don't know. It's the forest, so... It's, like, uncharted, I guess?
Yeah.
I hate whatever this is. They look like bugs.
Probably are.
And we don't want to know what lives up here.
No.
Ugh. It's a great set piece. Oh my god, really?
Well done.
So,
Oh my god.
Stand down!
Yeah, let's run back in the middle of all of them. That's fucking brilliant.
It's attracted to light.
That's actually clever.
Can't they, like, communicate with animals? Aren't they at the height of their power?
Not like the like less intelligent things. Like Luke couldn't like communicate with the Rancor, right? I also think there's some dark force here. I think this force has been taken by the dark side.
Sure, it's just like nobody tried.
It's always an honor to get to witness anything or anyone transform into the Force. Although you've had more experience with death than I have.
It's a very mature opinion. Wow.
I have to fight a Wookiee after this trek. I'd like to rest for a minute, if that's all right with you.
It's not, but okay.
And like I have to like hand to hand fight a Wookiee. I really like the chainmail elements of her costume.
Her fit is great.
Yeah.
It feels very like cobbled together out of different things in a way that is very telling. I think it's smart.
I don't see him.
What?
Basil.
Great. He's vanished again.
Again?
We've lost Basil.
After running through that forest for an extremely long time, I realized something. I don't need to kill a Jedi without a weapon. I don't need to keep this deal.
What? Cut me down!
Okay.
What I'm going to do is surrender myself to Kelnaka, and then turn myself into the Jedi.
No.
Okay. I guess.
I'll have to admit it. I did need you.
Hey!
All right.
Huh.
I'm not gonna lie. That didn't work for me at all. I guess whatever happened 16 years ago wasn't that bad. She's not that mad about it.
Yeah.
Hey, little buddy.
She truly is a fearsome Sith warrior.
She just tripped.
If only she used the Force.
Master Kelnaka!
Oh. He's already dead.
Huh. I didn't see that coming.
He's here.
Yeah, you strung him up.
Oh, okay. All right. That was the Acolyte episode 4. Clarus, what'd you think of the Smilo Ren? I think the internet has deemed him.
Well, it's obviously
Khmer.
Yeah.
Khmer, right? Qimir.
I think so. Good place guy.
Mm-hmm.
If that wasn't obvious before, it is definitely obvious now. People are like making fun of the helmet design. I think it looks good. Like I think it's like kind of freaky.
I think the thing that doesn't work about it for me is nothing that is the show's fault. It's 100% me. It's 100% me. You know what I mean? They're like the design to me feels like it's trying to not be Kylo Ren, which is I think where the Smilo Ren things come from. But
you think they made it look like Kylo Ren to make it?
It just
not
has
look
the
like Kylo
same
Ren?
shape as Kylo Ren's to me, and like it's just a different. It especially because in the third one we get the broken Kylo Ren helmet.
Yeah, I guess. I just think that it's like, I think that what they've done is they've made it very like, almost like rudimentary because there's Empire to construct a helmet. Like,
I like the way this episode ends.
Well, it's the shot from the trailer, so.
But no,
we've already seen
the
it.
better of the two shots though is the red lightsaber coming up next to May. That
yes.
moment was really, really effective.
Yes.
I thought that was really great. I thought that the moment between Osha and Smilo Ren was awesome. I think that most of the episode before that didn't really work for me. I think that this show doesn't really seem to care about logic very much. And so I think that if you're into the like emotional story that's being told, you're probably more into this than I am. Does that fair?
I mean,
like if you don't really care about the how and the why people are getting places and for what reason, I think that this show might work.
Maybe, except
I'm trying to give it a generous read because I didn't think this was very good.
Except that May is just like, well, you know what? Actually, I don't want to be the baddie anymore.
Well, and the reason why that doesn't work for me is because I get it. She doesn't want to fist fight a Wookiee. I understand. I don't want to fist fight a Wookiee either. But the premise now has to be that whatever happened in Brendok at the end of the last episode was so bad that after seeing all of her cult mothers dead, she wanted to kill the Jedi. So she joined the dark side. But it wasn't so bad that by finding out that Osha's alive, she's able to forgive the Jedi for all of the death.
Yes, which fundamentally doesn't make sense. There is no reason for May to believe wholeheartedly that Osha is dead. She went to the tree and she wasn't at the tree.
Well, she does. So there's nothing we can do about that. That's already in the show.
It just doesn't make sense because the Jedi are there to take Osha away. And so May, for some reason, May never considers the possibility that the Jedi took Osha with them. Yeah,
I don't know. I think that I think that there is some fun things going on in the show. I don't know how I feel. The credits said that was Kiadi Mundi at the meeting. That doesn't really work for me, but whatever.
It doesn't really matter to me.
I don't think that that's Plo Koon, but it could be. But if that's Plo Koon, that doesn't work for me either.
It did.
Because he can't have fought someone with a red lightsaber 100 years ago. So there's little things like that. I'm not the biggest gatekeeper of the lore. I don't really care that much, but I feel like the first show that takes place in the High Republic should try a little bit. And the show just doesn't really care about the details. It's trying to paint in these broad strokes. And so I think that the conversation between Yord and Osha really worked.
Yeah.
I thought the conversation between Jeki, I think is her name, is Daphne Keene's character.
Yeah.
The orange. I think Daphne Keene is wonderful.
She's great.
I thought their second scene together on the planet worked. I didn't think that their scene in the temple worked. I didn't think the setup of the episode worked, and here's why. Kamir and May went straight to Kelnaka, and the Jedi went back to the temple long enough for Jeki to be like, I'm gonna take a hot yoga class. I'm gonna get my fucking sparring in. There's going to be multiple meetings because there's a trial, and then there's a private meeting.
Formally clear Osha and all of that.
They get in the ship and they fly off to Kelnaka, and they get to him at the same time. And it's one of those things where I'm like, this show wants to have two people go two different paths and get to the place in the order they should not get to the place. And I that's starting to drive me a little bit crazy. It happened with fucking Torben's Jedi Hall in episode 2, and it's happening again here. And I think that if you don't care about that stuff, that's fine. I think that your mileage is going to vary. Subjectivity is art. Art is subjectivity. That is life. For me, though, I want my art to feel like the people making it care about the details.
Well, enough that $180 million worth of caring might be nice.
Well, and that's the thing too, right? This episode's so short. They shot in the forest. This episode was, quite frankly, not expensive. There isn't that much CGI. There's no reason for this episode to have cost more than $20 million, unless the end of the show is so expensive, and we get unless the last 4 episodes of the show are a Star Wars film.
Sure.
Right? If they're the first 4 are, they spent $6 million an episode so that they had $30 million an episode at the end. Maybe by episode 8 we're like, you know what, it gets off to a rocky start, but they fucking land the ship.
But then what's the point of this filler stuff? This episode could have started with like them reaching Kelnaka's hut.
I agree.
The only moment...
you need to come back to here. The only thing that mattered about going back was finding out that Sol had not previously told the Jedi what happened 16 years ago.
Sure, yes.
Vernestra being like, what happened back then is the only important...
That and May being like, actually, just kidding. I'm a good guy now. But like that, like those are the only things that happen before they get to that hut that actually matter in any way. And so
yeah,
I wanted from this episode to really push the narrative forward. I wanted to kick this thing into high gear because we are halfway through the show.
Yeah.
And I was left incredibly disappointed.
Yeah, I think that this was not... I think that this was a poorly structured episode of TV that feels like so much Disney Plus television, like someone wrote a story down and then highlighted cliffhanger points and just ended the episode at cliffhanger points.
Yes.
And the amount of episode here didn't make sense. The structure of the episode didn't really make any sense.
No.
I think that those centipede bats will come back. I think this was a very clunky way to introduce them.
Yeah.
I think that about a lot of the things, right? Like, I think that a lot of what's going on in the Acolyte is really well acted by Sol. I think that he's giving a fucking performance, but I think the script is clunky and needed more work. I know people are going to be furious about the pronouns on the ship. I really don't give a shit. I think that scene is, if like her being like he, or they, if that bugs you that much, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know how hard your life is, but it's got to be rough, buddy.
Yeah, make sure you bubble wrap yourself so you don't trip and break your fragile ego. Like,
but like the dumb stuff that people are complaining about aside, I think that this is a really easy show to criticize for legitimate reasons. And I think that if you're leaning on woke or whatever to criticize this show, this is one where I think that you could make the case that Disney is legitimately not treating the Star Wars brand well here.
Yes, but they don't have the emotional intelligence or the media literacy.
They want to go with something
do that.
easy.
Yeah, it's really easy to be like button words over on Twitter.
There are, and look, there are people in our comments who are like, I'm not like that. I'm not saying that everyone is. If you're watching our videos, you're probably not, because I don't know why you would put up with me if my just shitting on you. I think that there are very legitimate criticisms of the show that are getting overlooked by the Star Wars community that are trying to be like, the Acolyte's great, and I just don't think it is. I think that in the world where The Boys is coming out with the season 4, with the quality of writing that it is, and the quality of acting across the entire cast, the House of the Dragon acting, the writing, the cinematography. I mean, House of the Dragon is a fucking piece of art on a wall. You know what I mean? And this show is the bad stuff of episode 2 to me right now. The why are Anakin and Padme doing this?
Yeah.
Like that is what I'm getting from the show, and I don't know. I'm gonna keep watching. I really want the show to win me back over. I do, but they're gonna have to take time to care about why characters do stuff to do that. And as long as they're kind of just using character motivations as beginnings and endings of scenes, as opposed to actual motivations, I don't think the show's going to. The fact that they're on a mission with 8 Jedi and we never learn their names.
Yeah.
The episode's 26 minutes. It could have been 30 minutes if we had a 3-minute scene just getting to know the people who are dying. Just a little, a walk and talk. It's not more expensive.
Yeah.
And it's not like the episode is long and burdens. It's 26 minutes.
Yeah.
You're telling me you couldn't tell me that that's Plo Koon or not in 26 minutes? Or you couldn't have been like, Kiadi Mundi, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to know about people with red lightsabers because you're the one that says... Anyway, that doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. What matters is I do not think this script, until the final 5 minutes, which I think is a very good horror Star Wars short film.
Yeah.
I think everything before that is not really a good episode of TV. And isn't setting anything up. It isn't about anything. It's characters expressing feelings while they walk to a place that we already knew Kelnaka was.
Yeah.
And
yeah, unfortunately,
I don't know.
The laziness is one of my biggest pet peeves in this, and the show has lost me.
You might not come back next week. It might be a solo reaction from now on.
It's funny. People always in our comments complain about how Nerdy makes a decision and he digs in his heels and he never changes his mind. That is not true. I am the one who does not change their mind.
That's fair. I think the way that I would describe it is that I am waiting for things to win me over, and you are asking things not to lose you.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If once once we've taken that step off that cliff, I almost never climb back up.
Well, then don't join us anymore. I'll handle Acolyte from here on out, and then you can focus on your cosplay. Do you think next Tuesday night you're going to want to stop working on your cosplay for Anime Expo to come watch this with me?
Probably not. But yeah, that was like really disappointing, and I feel like genuinely like really sad because like I know that a lot of people have a lot of love for the High Republic stuff.
Yeah.
And those books are amazing, and that the world is rich and wonderful. And I was hoping that this first like foray into that section of A Galaxy Far, Far Away would feel better. And I just kind of really feel let down.
I think that's very fair. I don't, because I just kind of was like, I don't know that the Acolyte's going to be very good. I liked the trailers, but at no point did I think this was going to like save Star Wars. I also don't think Star Wars needs saving. You know what I mean?
No, Star Wars is always going to be fine, but
I just kind of, and maybe episode 1 let me down is the true answer. But the whole show's kind of been the same to me. It's been the same sort of melange of like fine. And so I'm fine. I like the 2 fight scenes.
No,
I like the actress that played Mother Anastasia. You know what I mean? Like there's little things throughout the show that I like, but I don't think the overall package in any episode is particularly great.
Yeah. But I do think that this is the worst of them all so far.
But it has one of the best moments, right? Like, and so that's where we differ. Is that for me, none of the episodes have been good. They've all been fine, and this one is also fine. I think that it is bad script writing. I think the last 5 minutes are good. I think the setup of the villain is fun. The setup of the villain doesn't seem inherently attached to the mystery, and so I feel like the show could do a better job kind of tying some of these plots together. Yeah. I feel like another mystery of the show that the show doesn't seem to get into at all is why did Osha leave the Jedi Order? And this episode, she's like, oh, I can be a Jedi again? But she's the one who said she wanted to leave? I'm like...
No, she goes up to Sol and she's like, you wouldn't let me take the test. And he's like, you weren't ready. And so she left. Which,
but
like,
now
okay.
But now it seems she wants to be a Jedi again. Unless her and May switched at some point in the show so far.
Which would be...
But I don't think that makes any sense.
As fuck.
I don't know. I think that it is still fine. And I think that... But I just don't think it's... I think it's just kind of like... I think that if you watch the show at the end in one sitting, it might be a more satisfying thing. But in the manner that we're getting it right now, I think that the weekly release... I'm a big fan of weekly release. I think the weekly release is letting the show down. I think that the show feels like it should be binged.
Because it's not structured
to
be a TV show. And Disney Plus is the biggest fucking... They are the worst for this, of just putting something out as a show without bothering to structure it for the medium that they have decided to tell it in.
No, I agree with that. I think that it is I think this story probably works as a movie.
Maybe, yeah.
Depending on how it ends. Obviously, we're not there yet.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think that the mysteries would hold a little bit better. I wish there was more intrigue. Like, it really just... I don't know. It feels intrigueless. It feels tensionless. Like... The bad guy shows up, and I think that part of that was that the end of this episode was I think ruined for me by the fact that the trailers showed that scene.
Yeah.
And so I just and it was those Jedi, and saying that formation, I'm like, oh, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I think all of the tension of the end of this episode was a little bit undercut by the fact that it was the shot from the trailer. Yeah. Now, the only scene we've seen in the trailers that hasn't been the show so far is Kelnaka attacking Torben. So, like, the rest of the show might have a little bit better time with the mysteries.
Dead.
No, this is in the past. They're both dead. Kelnaka and Torben are both dead at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So Kelnaka and Torben fought at some point. You know what I mean?
Right.
The trailer spoiled that.
So there will be more flashbacks, I guess?
I hope that when we get to the end of this show, I look back on it and go like, oh, I get why they did it this way. But in the moment, I'm sitting here going, why did you make your life so hard by making the audience have to wrestle with the manner in which you're telling this mystery?
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's enough. I don't want to just harp on it because I don't think it's like the worst thing ever made. I just also don't think it's particularly well made. But if you like the episode, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave mean comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is... I think May feels like a new woman.
Sure. Yeah.
If you want to follow us on the internet, you can. I'm at Nerdy Nightly.
I'm at Claris Polaris.
May the Force be with you.
Bye.
Bye.